Welcome back to Retro Games Rediscovered. My Amiga collection seems to be ever expanding. Recently, I've made quite a few purchases on eBay. I bought an Amiga 600, 1200, a CD32. I realised I didn't really want these machines kept on the floor or kept just sort of in a place that could get them broken. So after a few internet searches, I found that I could 3D print some stands. There's this one here. And then we have, oops, upside down, these ones here, and then finally this one here. So this is specifically for a CD32, the Amiga CD32 one. It's got the pins at the bottom there, which basically sit into the bottom of the CD32. Now these are printed. These are obviously 3D prints. I know they're all 3D printed, but these have been printed for me by a good friend of mine. And so I just want to thank him for doing those. I'm not going to say his name, but he knows who he is, so thank you. And these are apparently based on the same design, the two of these. In total, he said that these took about 24 hours to print, the same thing. I don't know a 3D printer at all. I have never used a 3D printer, but apparently they print it in a sort of similar way to something like that, and then you obviously break it up and so on from there. So if that makes sense to anybody who's got a 3D printer, this one feels nice and solid, and these do feel, they're light, but they do still feel nice and solid. And then finally, he wasn't able to 3D print this one for me, but I was kindly sent this one, and this is for the CD32 here, and the stand here as well. And if you'll notice if I turn this here, you'll see, turn it over, you'll see it's got these little holes in here. Now these line up perfectly with these, so it just slots into the back there, like so, and then it sits like that. So it's nice and sturdy. I'll turn it around. So yes, it would sit up like that. The angle is slightly angled there, but all in all, I think it's quite nice. So you could actually have that on display if you wanted as well, just on a shelf or something. This is the website. It's computergraphica3d.com/Commodore. I'll put a link to this in the description. You can see here, so it's basically Commodore wall supports. So we've got the C001, which is vintage Commodore wall supports, which they do for the VIC and so on. And then coming down, this is the one that he's kindly sent me. It pretty much does everything here. You can obviously choose the different colours and so on, and it tells you all about the different details and so on and bits like that, and what it's printed in and that type of thing. They've got 600 and 500 custom Vampire trapdoors as well. CD exposer, which is quite cool actually. It's quite nice for sort of flicking through. If you add this, you can add this to your basket. Sorry, not this one. You can then add this one to your cart, and then it takes you straight through to PayPal, and it's €12.50 euros plus it's £5.90 postage packaging. So it's €18.40, which is roughly, as of today, £15.73. So that's pretty good, to be honest. Let's see what they look like on the walls. So there you have it. I've put them up. Really, really pleased. I think the ones I had sort of difficulty with, I guess, the ones that I've put under the 1200, simply because the screws were, or the holes for the screws were a lot smaller than the one that I've put the 600 under. The CD32 stand, as brilliant as that is, there was a slight pitch on it like this, which was really pushing it out slightly. So all I needed to do was just push the CD32 back and it fell back into place perfectly against the wall. It's now fully secure, and that stand is brilliant. So if you've got a CD32, you want to get it on the wall or you want to get it on the shelf, get yourself over to that website. I'm going to put a link in the description of where you can buy that from. I would highly recommend getting that stand if you have a CD32 and you want to put it on the wall, or you want to actually prop it up on a shelf or something like that to keep it out of harm's way. The two stands that I had printed, they are brilliant. I'd probably suggest the thicker stand, the thicker of the two, rather than the actual two separate ones, the ones that I put under my 1200, just because they feel a little bit more flimsy, and the screw holes, I had to get some really, really small screws for those to go in. Thanks very much for watching the video, and as always, please like and subscribe. I've been Rusty Ingalls, and you've been watching Retro Games Rediscovered. See you next time.